We have got a massive transfer update with regards to Fabrizio Romero on Cunha to Manchester United, Dean Huijsen to either Chelsea, Liverpool, or Arsenal, an update with regards to Nico Williams to Arsenal, and an exclusive coming out from the Telegraph that Ange Postecoglou, even if he wins the Europa League, is likely to part ways with Tottenham. Make sure you go down, drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Make sure you do also hit that subscribe button. We're steamrolling our way towards 60,000 subscribers, and 90% of you who watch the content every single day are not subscribed, with 580 subs to be precise of 52K. We've got a very, very long video, so if you want to skip through to each segment or you want to watch the whole thing through because you're an absolute legend, I do appreciate it. We're going to start off with the news coming out, breaking from the Telegraph. Matt Law, who is a very, very good transfer journalist, has come out and said, breaking, Ange Postecoglou is likely to leave Tottenham at the end of the season, whether they win the Europa League or not. Now, yesterday, we suffered our 18th Premier League defeat of the season. And let's just be brutally honest, it is Europa League or bust this season for Tottenham, as well as it is for Manchester United. We are a terrible footballing side. We're 16th in the Premier League. We're only above West Ham, who have had a disastrous season as well by a point. But funny enough, if we were to win our game at the weekend, we'd be up to 13th. But those five teams, West Ham, Wolves, Spurs, Man United and Everton, are absolutely disastrous. Wolves have won their last 5 games. I'll be honest, if Ange Postecoglou wins Tottenham the Europa League, I'll be as happy as pig in shit. I would be over the moon. I will probably cry my eyes out. Tears of absolute happiness. But this season, in terms of Premier League, has been disastrous. Look at that. 18 defeats. If we lose to Liverpool, we are guaranteed, pretty much guaranteed, a minimum of a 50% loss ratio this season. We've lost more games in Man United, Everton, Palace, Brentford, West Ham, Wolves. Only the bottom 3 have lost more games than us. And it's very, very likely that if West Ham win at the weekend, Ipswich are relegated. So that's how bad we have been, that we've suffered more defeats than anyone else. But look, I think it's the correct decision to do. We do need to move on from Ange Postecoglou. Not only that, I think he looks like he's aged tenfold since being the Tottenham manager. We've got some news coming out from Fabrizio Romero. This was yesterday. This was regarding Matheus Cunha. Manchester United are leading the race to sign Matheus Cunha from Wolves as negotiations are ongoing. Personal terms are being discussed as Manchester United are aware more clubs keen on the £62.5 million release clause available. Good feelings after initial contacts between Cunha and Manchester United. He would be an unbelievable signing for Man United. Cunha this season has been Wolves' best player by a country mile. 14 Premier League goals in 28 games with 4 assists, 18 GA in 28. Without his goals, Wolves may have even been relegated. He's been the standout performer. He can play as a number 9. He can play out wide. He can play as an attacking midfielder. He ticks a lot of the options for Manchester United. More importantly, his output. He scored more goals than any other Manchester United player in the Premier League this season. And you look at their number 9, they're absolutely disastrous. You look at the likes of Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee that haven't even got, the 10 Premier League goals between them. It's absolutely disastrous, isn't it? Let's just be brutally honest. They haven't been fortunate in front of goal this season, Manchester United, but for whatever reason, it looks like he will be leaving Wolves this season. His desire is to play elsewhere. So let's just see what happens with regards to that. Now, Fabrizio Romero has also come out via Give Me Sport regarding Dean Huijsen. Now, he is linked to Arsenal, Newcastle, Chelsea, and Liverpool. Now, we'll start with Chelsea. He would be an unbelievable signing for them. He'd walk in and be their best centre-back. He's been a really, really good first season in the Premier League for Bournemouth. For Liverpool, he would give them significant squad depth. Konate, Van Dijk, the same as Arsenal with Saliba and Gabriel. In this day and age, the amount of games playing the amount of injuries, you need 3 quality centre halves now. You look at Real Madrid with Alaba, with Rudiger, with Militao, with Asensio. You need top quality centre backs. And Fabrizio Romano has come out via Give Me Sport and said, from what I'm hearing, Arsenal are also interested in Dean Huijsen. Newcastle dream of him, but I think it's going to be very difficult to get the deal done now with Chelsea, Liverpool, and Arsenal. These 3 clubs are really, really interested. Now, whoever he signs for, he's going to massively improve their squad. He's a top player. He's only, 21 years of age, can play out from the back, really, really good feet for a centre-back, good in the air, has got good pace, ticks a lot of the boxes. He's 20. He's just turned 20. So whoever he joins, you've got a Premier League centre-back there for the next decade at your disposal, who is a top professional. And for me, with the right coaching around him, he could go to the very, very, very top. He really, really could. I think he's an absolute top quality centre back. I think whether he joins, Arsenal, Chelsea, or Liverpool, whoever he signs for, is going to be a great bit of business. Now, another bit of news that's coming out. We've got 2 more things on Arsenal before we get to Cristian Romero leaving Tottenham. Don't even get me started on that. If you want to watch that in more detail, I absolutely lost my shit earlier on the video. Arsenal sporting director Andrea Berta is becoming increasingly keen on signing Victor Gyokeres. TV Football can reveal the club wants to win now striker. In addition, Berta believes that Gyokeres might be the final piece of the jigsaw. Arsenal have continued to work on Gyokeres and have been conducting background checks as they do all major targets. Those reports have been glowing as a person and character, aside from the talent on the pitch, which the club already convinced about. And that is coming out from a decent source, Graham Bailey. Look, Gyokeres is going to be an unbelievable signing. Whoever he decides to sign for, I think it will be Arsenal. I think there's more and more people out there that are linking him to Arsenal. He's a win now striker. He's got 40 GA this season for Sporting. Done really well in the Champions League. Battered Manchester City in that 4-1 win. This and Williams. Williams is another player. Arsenal consider Nico Williams a key target, but Athletic Club winger is undecided as to whether he wants to leave the club this summer. If Arsenal go out and bring in Dean Huijsen, Williams, and Victor Gyokeres, mark my words, I've been pretty much spot on my predictions this season. Tottenham finishing down where we are, Arsenal getting through to the semi-final of the Champions League, Liverpool winning the Premier League, Tottenham getting through to the semi-final of the Europa League. If they sign these 3 players, they will win the Premier League. Nico Williams solidifies that left winger position this season for Arsenal. Victor Gyokeres is the goal scoring player they need. More centre-back depth in Dean Huijsen, because it's likelihood that Tierney, Zinchenko, Kivior all leave. And then you add in, a Martin Zubimendi, who's been heavily linked with a move to Arsenal. Look, it would be a very, very good transfer window for Arsenal if they go out and get that. Now, finishing up on coming out from Cristian Romero, I'm not going to lie, this really pissed me off last night, and I do want to talk on it. And that is Cristian Romero's interview talking last night. Essentially, Cristian Romero said on an interview, he said, Tottenham are in the Europa League finals. I'll bring up the quotes on screen now. We're in the Europa League semi-finals, and I want to finish the season on a high note. After that, we'll see. My focus is always growing and looking for new places to continue to develop. That wasn't what rattled me. It was the fact that he said something along the lines of his desire is to play in Spain. Not only that, the timing of releasing the interview after Tottenham have just suffered their 18th Premier League defeat of the season. At this point, I don't even care about Romero. If he wants to leave, then screw him. Go and play for Atletico Madrid. He's a Atletico Madrid signing. Let's just be brutally honest. He ticks all of the boxes. He'd run for a wall for Simeone. It's a slower league. He'd get his managed minutes, his minutes managed better than probably what he's going to at Tottenham. But I'm not going to lie, it really, really did annoy me. It really, really did. I'm not going to lie. When I look at, this upcoming transfer window, Cunha in a Man United shirt, Dean Huijsen, Nico Williams, Gyokeres potentially in an Arsenal shirt, Buemo potentially in a Newcastle, Liverpool shirt, and then I look at what business are we doing, and then our captain last night in a defeat against Nottingham Forest is out there pretty much twerking for a move to Spain. You know, the club right now is, if we do not win this Europa League, it's going to be in a very, very bad situation going into next season with no European football. Our vice captain on the brink of leaving. Our current captain is broken, and at the moment he's out injured. Like, we potentially look at the Premier League table right now. If Tottenham win the Europa League, we're in the Champions League next season, and we're in a very, very good position financially with the extra money from winning the Europa League and gaining Champions League football. But if we don't, for whatever reason, win the Europa League because we lose to Man United or Bilbao in the final, if we get to there, this football club needs a massive, massive clear out. So many of these players are simply not good enough. And I'm going to end it on that before I end up having a rant. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you do hit that subscribe button. And I will see you all soon. I am